I am bringing healing tonight. And I want you to pause so you can open your heart to receive what I am quietly doing in your body, your mind, and your life. My beloved child, do not rush past these words as though they were only a passing sound among the many things pulling you away. I am not calling you without reason, nor am I asking you to set aside these moments merely to hear a few fragile words of comfort. I am drawing near to you with the tender mercy of a father who has seen the pains you have hidden, the weariness you do not know how to explain, and the long nights when you lay still while questions filled your heart. I know there are things in your body that have made you anxious. I know there is a tiredness that does not disappear even when you have tried to rest. I know there are quiet fears whispering that things will not change. But today, I speak to you and say that you have not been abandoned in that condition. I am near, and my presence is touching the place where you need to be restored. Breathe slowly. My beloved child, let your heart settle from the tension you have carried for far too long. Perhaps you have grown used to living in a state of bracing yourself, used to enduring, used to saying that you are fine while inside you are worn out. Perhaps you have tried to explain your pain to others before, only to realize that words were not enough to express everything you were going through. People may see your outward appearance, but they do not see the moments when you have had to keep standing after your strength had run dry. People may hear you say that you will be okay, but they do not hear the sighs in your private hours. I hear, I see, I know, and because I know, I do not take lightly anything you are enduring. I do not come to keep reminding you of the pain, but to gradually loosen its power over your life. Pain may have frightened you. It may have caused you to withdraw, made you stop expecting good things the way you once did, and made you approach tomorrow with caution. But my child, pain is not your master. Weariness has no right to write the final chapter of your journey. The instability in your body cannot define the entirety of the value, purpose, and future I have prepared for you. I am touching you not only to soothe the feeling, but to remind you that you belong to life, to hope, and to the merciful hand that never leaves you, whether you are weak or strong. In these minutes, I do not require you to present me with perfect faith. I do not ask you to be strong immediately, to be joyful immediately, or to understand everything that is happening. I only ask you to be present with me in sincerity. Sit still before me like a tired child returning home. Let me see you exactly as you are, without hiding, without forcing yourself, without trying to prove that you are strong enough. You can tell me that you are tired. You can tell me that you are afraid. You can tell me that you have waited too long and no longer know how to hope. I do not rebuke you for those words. I receive them. True healing often begins when you no longer pretend that you do not need to be supported. I am working within you in ways gentler than you imagine. There are restorations that unfold like the sunrise, not loudly, not suddenly, but little by little pushing back the darkness. There are wounds touched not by thunder, but by an unexpected peace settling upon the heart. There are places you thought had become dry, but when my presence passes through, they begin to soften again. Breathe again, and believe again. Do not despise the small movements. A lighter breath is also a sign. A more peaceful night of sleep is also a blessing. A thought that is less fearful is also the beginning of restoration. A heart that knows how to open again after being closed for a long time is also a miracle I am planting in your life. You have carried pain in silence for too long. But from this moment, I want you to learn to give it to me piece by piece. Do not hold every burden as though you must bear it by yourself until the end. Do not let your body carry all the anxieties, resentment, disappointments, and unspoken words. There are tensions that do not only sit on the shoulders, but also live in memories, in things you have not released, and in the times when you blamed yourself too harshly. Let me enter even those places. Let me place tenderness upon every area within you that has been hardened by pressure. Forgive yourself for the moments of weakness. Stop cursing your body with words of disappointment. Begin speaking to yourself with words of blessing. Because you are a precious work in my hands, I also want you to walk in wisdom. Faith does not ask you to ignore signs that need care. If your body is speaking, listen to it with gentleness. Rest when you need to rest. Seek the right help when you need examination, guidance, or support. Let healthy care become part of your journey of restoration. Because I can use wisdom, people, time, good habits, and even daily stillness to gradually bring you back to a stronger state. Do not think that receiving help is a lack of faith. Many times, the humility that knows how to receive help is the very door through which I reveal my kindness in a very near and personal way. Now, let my presence cover you like a clear stream of water. Let every voice that causes fear retreat. Let the whispers, saying that you will never get better, lose their authority over your mind. I do not promise you a journey that requires no patience, but I promise that you will not walk alone. I do not tell you to deny what you are feeling, but I teach you to see that pain under the light of hope. I do not say that everything will change exactly as you imagine, but I declare that I can bring new life into the places you thought had been drained dry. I can renew your strength, soothe your heart, reopen faith within you, and carry you through this season of weariness with my steady hand. If this word is touching you, let your Amen become a quiet opening of the door, not an empty word, but an agreement that you want to be restored, that you want to be led, that you want to lay down part of the burden, that you want to let me touch the most painful places with pure love. You do not need to be perfect to receive my care. You only need to open your heart. You only need to remain with me in this moment. You only need to stop running from your own weariness and allow me to become the place where you lean. I am healing, my beloved child, not only in your body, but also in the way you see yourself, your future, and the days ahead. I am teaching you to believe again after many disappointments. I am teaching you to breathe again after seasons of tension. I am teaching you to rest without feeling guilty. I am reminding you that you are still precious even when you are weak, still loved even when you are not yet strong, and still kept by me even when you do not yet see clear results. Remain in this peace. Let tonight become the milestone where you no longer agree with despair. I am with you. I see you. I am restoring you. And step by step, under my merciful light, You will be led back to the life, strength, and pure joy I prepared for you long ago. Your healing is not as far away as you once thought. It is quietly unfolding in this very moment as you choose to stay, to listen, and to let your heart be placed under my care. My beloved child, there are healings that do not come with thunder across the sky, nor as an event that makes everyone around you immediately notice. There are restorations that begin very gently, like a soft breeze passing through a closed room, like dew falling upon soil that has long been dry, like the first deep breath after years of living in tension. You may have thought you were only enduring one more day, only trying to get through one more wave of tiredness, only remaining silent before one more discomfort in your body. But I saw it all. I did not overlook a single sign. I saw every area within you that had to brace under pressure, every silent ache you hid away, every night you lay down without truly resting, every morning you woke with a body that had not yet recovered but still had to keep walking. I know there are forms of weariness that are not easy to name. There are tensions that do not immediately appear on the face, yet quietly gather in every breath, every restless sleep, every moment you try to smile while being overwhelmed inside. There are burdens you have carried for so long that you have begun to think they are normal. You are used to enduring. You are used to telling yourself that you are fine. You are used to going through a long day and only hoping you can finally lie down, even when your heart is still not truly light. But I have never called your silent endurance a small thing. I have never regarded the aches, anxieties, pressures, and losses within you as ordinary, what others do not recognize. I recognize what you do not know how to explain. I have already understood what you do not have the strength to say aloud. I have heard in your sighs. Know that I have not come late to you. Perhaps you have wondered why restoration did not come sooner, why your body was still tired, why your mind was still stretched, why your prayers seemed to drift through silence. But that silence was not my absence. I was still there in every night when you thought you were alone. I was still there when you placed your hand on your chest, searching for a little peace. I was still there when you wiped away tears that you did not want anyone to see. I was still there when you tried to rise even though there was only a little strength left within you. Tonight is not the moment I first began to care about you. Tonight is the moment I open your eyes so you may recognize that my care has quietly covered you for a long time. Even on the roads where you thought you were walking alone, a gentle restoration is moving within you. It is not harsh, not forceful, and does not terrify you. It is like the hand of a father placed upon the shoulder of a tired child, needing few words, yet enough to let the child know they have been embraced. I am touching the places in you that have been forgotten. I am bringing order into what was once disordered. I am bringing softness into what was once tense. I am bringing peace into what was once full of worry. I am bringing new life into what was weakened by carrying too much for too long. You may feel a stillness beginning to settle in your chest, a lighter feeling in your breath, a quiet release in your body that your mind cannot explain. Do not be quick to doubt it. Do not be quick to call it imagination. When my presence draws near, even the places you thought had grown used to pressure begin to remember how to rest. I am teaching your body that it does not always need to brace itself in order to survive. I am teaching your mind that it does not have to remain on alert forever in order to be safe. I am teaching your heart that peace is not a luxury, but a portion you are invited to enter. You have lived through many seasons in which your body had to carry things words could not fully describe, unresolved worries, heavy responsibilities, separations, disappointments, and the times you tried to appear strong when inside you only longed to rest for a little while. I do not blame you for being tired. I do not tell you to pretend you are okay. I come to support you in truth. So, you can tell me that you are exhausted, that you have been hurting, and that you have needed healing for a long time. And in that honesty, the door of restoration begins to open. My healing does not only touch an outward point of pain, but goes deeply into the very places where that pressure was formed. I do not merely want to soothe symptoms. I want to bring you back into harmony. I want you to learn to live more lightly, breathe more deeply, rest more truly, and trust more fully. There are things within you that need to be laid down, not because you are weak, but because they were never created for you to carry forever. There are fears that need to be placed into my hands. There are memories that need to be bathed in my light. There are patterns of tension that need to be replaced with the rhythm of peace. I am not only healing what has hurt, I am also teaching you how not to return to the patterns that have worn you down. Let me care for you in every small rhythm. Let your breath slow down. Let your shoulders stop carrying everything in one night. Let your body know that it is not hated, not blamed, and not seen as a burden. It has walked with you through many difficult seasons. It has carried you through days when you thought you could not keep going. Speak to yourself with gentleness. Stop using heavy words to describe yourself. Stop seeing weakness and exhaustion as failure. There are seasons that require fighting, but there are also seasons that require being embraced and restored. And I am bringing you into such a season, not with haste, but with patient love, layer by layer, area by area, breath by breath. My beloved child, when you feel calmness coming, receive it as a gift. When you suddenly feel lighter in your heart, let gratitude rise. When your body begins to relax, do not rush back to old thoughts. Remain in my presence a little longer. There are miracles that begin when you stop resisting rest. There are restorations activated when you stop trying to control everything by yourself. I do not need you to understand completely how I work. I only invite you to believe that I am working. I am resetting the rhythm within you. I am bringing warmth to the places that were once cold. I am bringing clarity to the places that were once clouded. I am allowing the parts that have lived in tension for too long to taste peace. And if healing comes little by little, do not be discouraged. Not every restoration bursts forth in a single moment. Some restorations are like dawn, beginning first as a thin line of light, then gradually changing the color of the whole sky. I am in every small step. I am in your deeper sleep. I am in your lighter breath. I am in your decision to care for yourself. I am in the wisdom that helps you seek the right support when needed. I am in the peace that causes you to stop panicking over every sign. I am in the gentle hope returning, reminding you that your body has not been abandoned. Your life has not been forgotten. and your future still rests in my loving hands. Therefore, rest in me. Let tonight become the place where you stop running. Stop bracing yourself. Stop condemning yourself, and begin receiving the care I have long prepared for you. Your healing is not far away. It is unfolding in listening, in surrender. In every peaceful breath I place within you, I am bringing order where there was tension, peace where there was discomfort, vitality where there was weakness, and hope where there was weariness. You are not abandoned in this body, in this journey, or in this night. I am with you. I am touching you with kindness. And what I begin within you will continue to grow until you realize that even in the places that once hurt the most, my love can still bring forth new life. I do not force this process, because true healing is never born from coercion. My beloved child, the deepest things must always be led by love, by patience, by a hand gentle enough not to frighten you, yet powerful enough not to leave you in your old condition. I am guiding you through this restoration right now. Not loudly, not hurriedly, not wounding further the places within you that are already weary. There are things in you that have long waited to be touched. Hidden areas, silently carrying burdens you did not know how to name. Parts of you that have worked beyond their strength to keep you standing through many seasons. I see it all, and today, I am not only seeing, I am touching, rearranging, and bringing my light into the places that most need care. You do not need to see everything that is happening in order to believe that I am working. Many of the most precious things I do within you begin where natural eyes cannot see. I touch your body with wisdom that surpasses your understanding. I move through every system, every rhythm, every quiet space within you, where attention had been called for but was ignored because of busyness, fear, or because you thought you had to be strong and endure. I do not dismiss even the smallest signal. I do not overlook the feelings that make you anxious, the weariness that makes you sigh, the quiet changes that make you wonder whether you are okay. What others may not notice, I still see. What you do not know how to explain, I still understand. No part of you is too small for my love to care about. Every part of you is under my power. Every cell knows the voice of the one who created you. Every breath, every flow, every silent movement inside your body is not outside my sight. You are not a machine left alone to wear down. You are a precious creation loved by me, cherished by me, and called by me into life. Peace and restoration. When I speak healing, it is not merely a comfort for a frightened mind. It is life beginning to move in the places you thought were exhausted. When I place my hand upon you, disorder begins to find order again. Weakness begins to receive strength, and heaviness begins to be lifted from the place it has occupied for too long. You have not sunk too deep for me to lift you up. You have not been damaged too greatly for me to restore you. You are not beyond the reach of my mercy. Do not let days of pain and weariness tell you that everything is fixed and unchangeable. Do not let the slowness of the process make you believe that nothing is changing. Do not let old disappointments convince you that hope is dangerous. I am the one who knows how to heal even the places long forgotten. I know how to reach the root of what has weakened you. I know how to renew every part of you without breaking you further. My restoration is not shallow, not rushed, and not merely covering the surface. I go deep, but I go deep with love. Tonight, I am healing, and I do it with complete care. Nothing about your condition is considered insignificant to me. I see every detail you have often tried to overlook just so you could keep living. I see the days when you reassured yourself that everything would eventually be fine, while your heart still remained uneasy. I see the moments when you quietly searched for answers, wondering why you were still not better, why progress seemed so slow, why things that seemed to have improved made you anxious again. I heard every one of those thoughts. I also heard the questions you did not dare to speak aloud for fear of being seen as lacking faith. But my child, I am not offended by your restlessness. I do not turn my face away from you just because you sometimes doubt. I understand the burden you have carried. I understand the weariness of waiting for a change your eyes have not yet seen. I understand what it feels like to live between hope and anxiety, between prayer and signs that discourage your heart. I understand the days when you feel you must be strong for others, while you yourself also need to be lifted. I understand the nights when you lie down, but your mind has not yet rested. The mornings when you wake with a silent question, will today be lighter than yesterday? Because I understand. I do not treat you with coldness. I do not tell you to be silent before your pain. I invite you to bring everything closer to me, including your exhaustion, your doubt, your unanswered questions, and the parts of you that do not yet know how to trust completely. My healing touches not only your body, but also the way you look at your body. I want you to stop seeing your body as a betrayer. Stop being angry with it because it has become weak. And stop blaming it because it has not recovered at the speed you wanted. Look at it with mercy. It has carried you through many heavy seasons. It has borne pressure, sleeplessness, tears, tension, and silent battles. Now, instead of speaking to it with disappointment, speak with life. Give thanks that breath still remains. Be gentle with the places that need time. Care for what I have entrusted to you as a sacred place. Not with fear, but with honor. When you learn to love the very place I am healing, you will no longer resist my process. There are restorations that unfold little by little, like dawn that does not come with a great explosion, but gently pushes the darkness away. At first, you may recognize only a little peace, a little clarity, a deeper sleep, a lighter breath, a thought that no longer feels as heavy as before. Do not underestimate those small signs. I often begin great things through quiet movements. A seed, when it first sprouts, makes no sound. Yet, life is moving within it. Healing in you is the same. You may not yet see it fully, but life is moving. You may not yet feel it completely, but order is being established. You may not yet be able to say that everything has changed, but I have begun. And what I begin in love, I know how to continue in wisdom. Therefore, tonight, rest in my hands. Do not try to control every detail with worry. Do not measure your restoration only by the feeling of a single day. Do not draw conclusions about your future based on a moment of weakness. Let me lead you, step by step, breath by breath, layer by layer. When you feel discouraged, speak to me. When you feel afraid, lean on me. When the process feels too slow, remember that I do not hurry in the way humans hurry, but neither am I delayed in love. I am doing exactly what needs to be done, in the very place that needs to be touched, at the exact time you are able to receive it. My beloved child, you are still being kept. You are still being cared for. You are still being restored. Nothing within you is outside my reach, and no part of your story leaves me powerless. Let this truth cover you like soothing oil. I am near. I know. I hear. I touch. I heal. Let your body rest beneath my peace. Let your mind stop chasing what is uncertain. Let your heart open to the faith that change is taking place, even when it begins in silence. I do not abandon you halfway. I do not leave you in the days of slow progress. I remain, and in my remaining, you will find new strength, new hope, and a deep restoration woven with patient, holy love that never departs from you. Tonight, I am shifting that burden away from you, not through a wave so forceful that it overwhelms you, but through a gentle, steady, and powerful flow that lifts you little by little. My beloved child, let your body relax in my presence. Let your breath become lighter, and let the tense places within you stop holding everything up by themselves. Healing does not require you to strain, and renewal in this moment does not come from your exhausted effort. Your role now is not to prove that you are strong enough, nor is it to accomplish anything by your own strength. Your role is to open your heart, receive, and believe that I am working, even when everything unfolds very quietly. I do not treat healing as a reward reserved only for those who have done well enough. It is the expression of my care for you. The way I place my hand upon weary places. The way I remind you that you have never been forgotten. Your body matters deeply to me. The silent pains, the sleepless nights, the days when you kept going, though your strength was worn down, all of it is within my merciful sight. I do not stand far away watching you struggle. I draw near to support, to soothe, to restore, and to bring peace into the places that have been disturbed for far too long. A flow of renewal is moving within you, touching the areas that have endured tension, pressure, and exhaustion for a long time. Perhaps you do not yet have words to describe what is happening, but in time you will recognize the small changes: a deeper breath, a gentler rest, a moment when your heart feels less heavy, a calmness returning to a place once filled with anxiety. At first, these may be very quiet, but do not underestimate small beginnings. I often plant restoration like a seed in silence. Then let it grow in my timing. This is not a passing comfort to make you feel better for a moment, only to fall back into the old place again. I am doing a deeper work. I am not only touching outward expressions, but also the roots that have made you tired, restless, and heavy. There are areas in your body that have held pressure for too long. Places in your mind that have grown accustomed to tensing up for self-protection, and emotions that have never truly rested. Even while you continued living, continued working, and continued smiling. I see all of it, and I am loosening what was once tightened, softening what was once tense, bringing order into what was once chaotic, and bringing quiet into what once never stopped trembling. You have gone through seasons of weakness that made you doubt your own strength. There were times when your body seemed to speak louder than your hope, causing you to wonder whether you could continue. But you kept walking. You still tried to keep your heart turned toward the light. You endured more than others could see. That perseverance has not been overlooked, nor has it been wasted. It has prepared you for this moment, where you no longer need to resist, no longer need to control every detail, and no longer need to understand everything before you can trust. Let me guide this process with my precision and gentleness. Rest in me, my beloved child, for I am restoring you from the deepest place within, and what I am doing in you is real, purposeful, and marked by a love that will never leave you.